What was Foxhall like?
Oh, I don't know.
A village?
Well, yes, it was a village. Everybody knew each other, and they were all working people, of course. There was a few characters there, of course, wasn't there?
Such as?
Well, I remember old yes, Billy Sook. He was an old tramp, he was. There was Jack Britton then, and there was Jack Bradman, there was the Cornerses, and there was quite a few. And of course, I knew biggest part of these people when I was in the ferry. There was Jack Britton, for instance, when I was in the ferry there.
This is the White Rock Ferry?
This is the White Rock Ferry, yeah. He'd come down drunk, and I'd go across. Now when I get about halfway across, he'd say, "I don't want your boat." And he'd go then and he'd swim over. And there was old Jack Bradman, he was the same. I remember one time when old Jack Bradman, he jumped in with his breeches and leggings, nearly boots, bowler hat, overcoat. And he got about halfway, I was following him with a boat, and he was going down and down until he was just about going down. I grabs him then and pulls him back. Well, then there was the Cornerses then. The Cornerses. They were Irish. And they came down one day, they were drunk, coming down over the steps, and he had a bottle of whiskey in his pocket. And he fell over the side of the boat, and the bottle of whiskey went in the river. Well, of course, when the tide was out, there was only about 3 foot of water there, see. There they were diving in, and their legs were sticking up in the air. Anyway, they didn't find the whiskey, I found it in the pocket. Another instance, old Danny Corners, Danny his name was. There was no ferry on Saturday night. We used to go down, open the ferry at 9:45 until 15:15 to get the workmen into White Rock. That was the 10 o'clock shift in and the 2 o'clock shift out. Well, there was a ferry every night at that time, bar Saturday night.
What date was this about?
This would be about somewhere around, yes, 1935, something like that, I should think. Well, I go there, it was a bitter cold morning. I goes to work this morning, opens the boat. And when I looks across on the other side, I thought it was a bundle of rags laying there, full of frost. So I goes up now, and I have a look. And it was Paddy Corners. I gives him a shake. I thought he was dead, laying down here all night in that frost. He just shakes himself and gets up and says, "Oh, what time is it, What day is it?" Anyway, he was all right. And there was another one then, Murphy. He used to come down drunk. And down when the tide was out, there was a chain running all the way down the steps. Let him out of the boat now, and he'd pull himself up on his chain, and when he'd get to the top, he'd let go, and he'd roll all the way back down again. So I used to take him up on the road, because there was a crossing on the railway, and they used to go through White Rock, on White Rock sidings, and there was a crossing on the railway to go up on the main road, and there was another pathway up to the main road, like a slipway. Well, I always used to take that fella up on the road. I was afraid to see him going there. If he fell on the line, the train would run over him, he'd be killed. So that was old Jack Britton. This Jack Britton now one night, there was a terrible flood running this night. And of course, when the flood was running, we had a wire running across the river, on a running block. Yeah. And we used to fasten the boat then to this running block and let the flood water carry her back and forth. He should carry over this way and carry her back. So I said to Jack Britton this night, I said, "For God's sake, Jack," I said, "don't go in tonight." Anyway, in he goes. And away down the river, dark, So I thought to myself, he's gone, he's drowned. Well, anyway, he was living about next door but one to me. I went home now, and I didn't know whether to go in and tell Mrs. Britton that he'd been drowned or whether to report it to the police. Anyway, I thought I'd give him a half hour now. Anyway, sure enough, about 3/4 of an hour, he comes strolling up the road. Well, that was the last time he jumped in that river. It frightened him. And you know, Jack used to go down.
Used to catch shrimps.
Yeah,
Bare
you
feet.
just walk from Foxhall down to the beach, barefooted with a shrimp net. And he'd have buckets of shrimps then and sell them around the
So
road.
the river wasn't so polluted then, you couldn't get shrimps, it was...
Oh no, he used to walk down to the beach.
Oh, I see, down to the beach.
Down to the
Oh,
beach, yeah.
sorry. Yes, okay.
See?
Yeah.
And,
Wasn't it a dangerous river to swim in?
oh, this river was, yes.
Yet they still swam in it.
Yes, they
I
swam.
had a young brother, 8, drowned in it
Yes, you were Walter, wasn't it?
every year.
Every year there was somebody drowned.
Little boy drowned.
Mm.